All right, so I'm gonna break it down to you. I did not expect this whatsoever. Like, not in my wildest dream. Did not see that coming. I took my test January 21st, from 8 to 1. And, I came dressed to impress. I had my coffee. I had my egg bites from Starbucks. I got the caffeine and also got the protein. That's important. I got rest. And I felt good walking into it. Like, I felt really good. When I got to the test, my plan was I never wanted it to stop at 85 because it was, you don't know if you pass or fail. And I didn't want to go to 150 because you don't know if you pass or fail. But I knew that if it would stop in between, that means the computer and the algorithm or whatever felt like, at a certain point, I was doing really well to where it could shut off and that they would consider me as a knowledgeable nurse, right? So that was my game plan. So as I was taking the test, I got to 85 and I saw 86. I was like, okay, cool, this is right where I want to be. But then as it kept going, 100, 120, 130, 140, I got a little concerned. And 150, obviously that's when it stopped. So it's 85 to 150 nowadays. I know back in the past, it used to be like over 200. But nowadays, it's at least for here in Georgia, 85 to 150. And so, I knew about the Pearson trick, but I didn't really want to do it because I was already kind of stressed about the whole experience anyway, because I got to 150. And if it went through, then I know I failed. And I just wanted to wait until, that 48th hour, which I got these results on the 49th hour. I did not get an email, a CPR email about what I could have done better or about, how I did on the test. I did not get that. I did some research like everybody else does. You research TikTok, you research Google. You want to know, how do you know if you really passed? What happens when you fail? How soon do you get an email? I didn't get an email at all. Granted, if you go on Pearson, it says you'll get the CPR email in 6 weeks. So, but I've seen others who said they got theirs the next day. So I went with the exception that if I didn't get anything the next day, well, that's good luck for me. It means I passed, but doesn't mean that. As you can see, doesn't mean that. So I didn't get any notifications about failures. I got surveys asking me how I did, how the experience went with ATI, with Nclex, and so I gave them good reviews. So it didn't go bad. It's just that it was more of a me thing than it was the Nclex thing. And I know what I could have done better. I really do. I know what I could have done better. And I think, honestly, I didn't give it the respect it deserved in terms of the time that I needed to put in to really hit home when I was taking the exam. And we can't speak specifically about what we saw, but, there were a lot of select auto apply, case studies for me, OB and Ps, and some education is what I had. But really, for me, I've always had trouble with select auto apply in case studies. And that's always been my issue, even down to this day. But I do think I know what I should do this time around. Majority of the time, I did Mark K. I listened to all his lecture. I did all his notes. I read all those. He had about 2,000 practice questions, and I went through maybe 300 or 400 of them. So maybe I could have done more of those. I know I talked about UWorld in my previous videos. I decided against UWorld. I think I overthought things in terms of whether I should do it, UWorld or Archer. A lot of people were saying that UWorld didn't help them. Archer did, or Archer didn't help them. UWorld did. But this time around, I'm going to just go with the one I feel like is best. Or you guys just tell me in the comments which one you use or which one you felt like was more closer to the Nclex. And then I'll go from there. Yeah, I did pay for the quick results. And I think it's very, very rare for that to change. Even though they have to score it twice to make sure that what the computer says is exactly what it needed to be. Because they have some filler questions in there that don't necessarily count against you. I think. So even after that changes, I think it's probably still gonna be a failure. Like, I'm not gonna look for it to change. I've accepted my fate. I was disappointed. I was stressed about it, a little depressed about it, But the bright side of this is that you're done with nursing school, so you literally just retake the test. Like, fix what you didn't do the first time and do it better the second time. I do think there's like power in failure, in a sense that, It makes you work a little harder. It shows you that you're human, that it can happen to you. Even if you don't think it can, it can. I didn't think in my wildest dreams that I would see that. I really thought that it would be, you know, a pass, and I would keep on going, because the thing about it is you already have jobs lined up. You have residencies lined up. And so those residencies, based on if you pass the Nclex or not. So you have a lot of things hanging in the balance. But the upside is that once you become out in there, like the jobs are just non-ending. Like you have the field, if you know what I mean. So it's not really a too much of a downfall for me. I know what I need to change, and I know what I can do better. And so it's really just a month and 15 days. So you have to wait 45 days until you can retest. If they let you test earlier, cool. I heard some people were able to test sooner than 45 days, but it's literally just a month and 15 days. Like, you just use that whole time to study, and you'll pass it the second time. So, like I say, I won't make this video for sympathy. I just make it for those who may, you know, happen to fail, and they're looking for answers, and they want to know what it looks like, how soon you get notifications, or if you get notifications. I hope this video can serve as great information for those who may be needing it, and for those who can relate. Hey, feel free to share in the comments, what did you do, what you did differently, and how many times did you take it before you passed it. Let's be transparent today.